United States has lost the very best officer in the service. So he was disappointed, but he wasn't angered because he knew the situation, right? The guy was from Virginia. Okay? All right, that'll take us to our next subtopic, which is the 7 Days Battle. And this will be the first battle involving Robert E. Lee as a commander. The 7 Days Battle. How long do you think it lasted? 8? 6? Well, you find out here. So the first battle that involved Robert E. Lee as a commander of the Confederate forces was fought in Virginia from June 25th through July 1st, 1862. 7 days. So the first battle involving Robert E. Lee as commander of Confederate forces was fought in Virginia from June 25th through July 1st, 1862. And this battle was fought near Richmond and was referred to in Civil War history as the 7 Days Battle. What is General McClellan trying to do? He's trying to cross the James River. And they actually get across. That's kind of the strategy, wasn't it? Cross the York and the James River, capture Richmond, win the Civil War. Well, the Union had got across the James River. And what happened in the 7 Days Battle is Lee, along with General Stonewall Jackson, along with Jeb Stuart and his Confederate cavalry, pushed McClellan's troops where? Back across on the northern side of the James River. So under Lee's command, along with help from General Stonewall Jackson, along with Jeb Stuart and his Confederate cavalry, remember those are soldiers on horseback, the Confederates forced General McClellan's troops back across the James River towards Washington, D.C. So again, the Unions failed to strike a blow at the Confederate capital. Okay? So what are the Confederates trying to do? Hold ground. Keep the Union away from their capital. And that battle that pushed General McClellan's troops back across the James River toward D.C. was known in Civil War history as the 7 Days Battle.
Can you repeat
The names?
the
The dates?
days? The days.
June 25th through July 1st, 1862. That then will take us to the second Battle of Bull Run. We're going to have another battle there. The second Battle of Bull Run. Now, before this second Battle of Bull Run, and immediately after the 7 Days Battle, what does President Lincoln do? He's not thrilled. What's that? He changes overall commanders again, moving from General George McClellan, replacing him with General Henry Halleck. And again, if you want to refer to those pictures ever I gave you, you have pictures of all these people. So the president replaces General McClellan as overall commander with General Henry Halleck. And what Halleck does, because of the lack of success, is he forms a brand new Union Army called the Army of Virginia. So Halleck, his first action as overall commander is he forms a new army called the Army of Virginia. Seems a little odd he'd call it that, doesn't it? But he did. Now, Halleck did not take command of the Army of Virginia. He assigned command of that army to General John Pope. So it's kind of like a head coach assigning the task of coaching the team to someone else as they overview things. So Halleck forms a new army, the Army of Virginia, and then he assigns command of the Army of Virginia to General John Pope. And so Pope takes this new army and he decides to make another advance towards Richmond. And he does that on August 29th, 1862. So General John Pope, who is given command of the Army of Virginia by General Henry Halleck, the overall commander of Union forces, he decides to take that new army, the Army of the Virginia, and make another advance towards Richmond, and does so on August 29th, 1862. And what you're going to have is you're going to have the Union Army of Virginia meeting in battle with Lee's Confederate Army at Bull Run Creek. That's why it's called the Second Battle of Bull Run. So General Pope, Union General Pope, decides to make another advance upon Richmond. So on August 29th of 1862, the Union Army of Virginia meets in battle with Robert E. Lee's Confederate Army, and they meet at Bull Run Creek. Again, the Confederates hold the day and force those Union troops back across Bull Run Creek toward where? Back north towards Washington, D.C. So again, the Confederates have held their ground. Lincoln was so frustrated with the result of the Second Battle of Bull Run that he immediately replaced General Halleck back with General McClellan. So he switches overall commanders again. So, after this Union defeat at the Second Battle of Bull Run, President Lincoln immediately replaces General Henry Halleck back with General George McClellan. Now, this is where we have an interesting story. This is where we're going to tie up today. So, all this time, what have the Confederates been doing? Fighting on the defensive, protecting Richmond. And they're kicking butt, man. They are winning every battle. Okay? So, encouraged by their successes, what do you think they decide to do? They decide to go on the offensive. They've never really done that. Okay? So General Robert E. Lee and his staff make the decision to try to do three key things at this point of the Civil War. They're trying to do three things because they're seeing successes. What have they lost control of west of the Appalachian Mountains? Well, close. Two things they've lost control of. We talked about battles there. They haven't lost Mississippi yet because Vicksburg's hanging on like crazy. They've lost Tennessee, Kentucky, and control of Mississippi River. So what General Lee wants to do, number one, is he wants to try to regain control of the Mississippi River. We're going to go on the offensive, and we're going to gain control of the Mississippi River. Number two, we're going to go on the offensive, and we're going to recover Kentucky and Tennessee. We are going to go on the offensive, and we are going to recover the lost ground in Kentucky and Tennessee. What's a border state in the Civil War? We haven't talked about it yet. What's a border state? Between the Confederacy and the Union that have not made their decision on what way they're going to go. They're neutral. Well, it just so happened that Maryland was a border state at the time. And so the third decision that Lee made, other than to try to regain control of the Mississippi River and try to recover Kentucky and Tennessee, is he was going to invade the border state of Maryland, which is between Virginia and between Richmond and Washington, D.C. So, encouraged by their early successes, the Confederates decide they're going to go on the offensive against the Union. And General Robert E. Lee and his staff are going to make the decision to try and do three key things at this point in the Civil War. One, regain control of the Mississippi River. Two, recover Kentucky and Tennessee. and 3 invade the border state of Maryland. This invasion of the border state of Maryland will go down in Civil War history as Bloody Antietam, which is a key battle in the Civil War, which we will talk about tomorrow. But I want to show you something today. I think you'll get a kick out of it. Any questions at all? Okay, tomorrow we will lecture on Bloody Antietam and see a video.